Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk Lewis Crocker becoming the new welterweight world champion after beating Paddy Donovan up in Belfast. Look, big day of boxing yesterday. I've made some other videos that are up on the channel right now, so make sure after this video you go and check those out. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Heaps of boxing content coming out, but let's talk about this because Lewis Crocker, what a fight. Another great fight against Paddy Donovan. Let's talk about the decision first. Lewis Crocker gets the nod, 115, 111. Donovan, 114, 112. Crocker, 114, 113. Crocker for a split decision win to Lewis Crocker. Now, big decision for that fight because I think you could have had it either way. Unfortunately, now for Paddy Donovan, he loses the first one in some books controversially, and the second one, again, depending on opinion, controversially. Paddy Donovan suffers 2 losses to Lewis Crocker in 2 fights that very well in another world could have gone completely different, with Paddy Donovan looking at himself saying, you know what, I have the 2 wins, or I just have the 1 win. But for Lewis Crocker, big win, and Crocker won that fight within the first 6 rounds. I say that not because he was so dominant throughout the whole fight that the first 6 rounds just edged, like, that made it clear that he was going to win it. I think the first 6 rounds edged it to Lewis Crocker because I think Donovan fought much better from round 6 on. I thought Donovan probably won nearly all the rounds from round 7 on. But the fact that Lewis Crocker, he drops Donovan in the 3rd round. Donovan comes in, Crocker hits him with a lead left hook, dropping Donovan for the first time in his career. The 4th round, Donovan looks good, wobbling Crocker, and then Crocker fires back, hurting Donovan. And then the 5th round, Crocker drops Donovan for the 2nd time in the fight, and the 2nd time of his career, with a huge overhand left right on the chin of Paddy Donovan, sending him down, and he was hurt. That was a brutal shot. But all credit to Paddy Donovan. He changed up the way he took the remaining rounds of that fight. Lewis Crocker, he changed the way he fought that fight as well. He was happy to stand on the back foot, use the jab, make it hard for Donovan to close the distance, and as soon as Donovan closes the distance, catch him with a shot. And he did that very well for the first 6 rounds until Donovan changed up the way in which he was approaching the fight after the 2nd dropping, and Donovan once again took control of the fight. The same sort of control that he had in the first fight. Unfortunately for Donovan, rushing early and putting yourself in a bad position early and getting caught twice lost him that fight. I think in another world, Donovan would have approached that fight very differently. I don't know whether Donovan had an idea. Well, I beat him convincingly in the first one. I dropped him. Donovan thought, you know what, Crocker's not going to be here tonight. I'm going to destroy him from the get-go, and I'm going to win this fight convincingly. And doing that, he put himself in danger and got caught. Lewis Crocker, though, all credit to the guy, because to fight as well as he did after the way in which the first one went, I know Crocker won the decision, but I spoke about it in the preview that I thought, is Lewis Crocker going to be the same Lewis Crocker? I know he won, but he still got floored. He still got really hurt. His eye got busted. He got knocked out by all accounts. It's just not official because the other guy got disqualified, but he got knocked out, and that is something that you've got to overcome. The PTSD of getting knocked out and coming up against that same guy, whether legal, not legal, anything, right? You still know the power that this guy possesses, and I thought Crocker did unbelievable. Do I think it's the right decision? It's close, man. It's close. To say that we've watched those 2 fights and that Crocker won 2-0, it doesn't reflect how those 2 fights went. But the fact is, Donovan did hit him after the bell in the first one, and Crocker beat him, I think, in this one. I think the 2 knockdowns, it was almost impossible at that point for Donovan to do anything, right, without dropping him or stopping Crocker. And I think they came to the right decision. 115, 111 to Donovan, I thought was wide. 114 to 113 to Crocker. I mean, that's what that fight was. That fight was so close, but the fact is, Donovan hit the canvas twice in that fight. I don't think anyone that hits the canvas twice in a fight and gets dominated for the first half of it really deserves to win that fight unless they make a huge statement in the second half of the fight. And Donovan made a statement. He definitely won all the rounds, but he didn't do anything to grab that title and become the world champion. And that makes Lewis Crocker the new IBF world champion. And he's going to have his eyes set now on midweek, because I don't believe there's any cause of action for Crocker and Donovan to do it again. It's 2-0 Crocker. That story's done. Donovan needs to rebuild, and maybe he'll get a shot again in the future. But Crocker will have all his eyes on Liam Paro. He's taking on Frenchman David Pepot. This is dubbed an IBF title eliminator. It's happening September 18th in Brisbane. So, Lewis Crocker will get his future opponent. It will either be undefeated 31-0-1 Frenchman David Pepot, or Liam Paro, the former IBF super lightweight world champion. It will be interesting because Lewis Crocker is a big... Well, both of them, Lewis Crocker and Paddy Donovan, were big welterweighters. I'm not sure how Liam Paro will measure up compared to them if he wins. David Pepot, a natural welterweighter, so that's something to keep your eye on. Who do I think is going to win that fight? I think it'll be a very good night for Liam Paro. I think Liam Paro is exceptional, and I think he's going to cause Pepot a lot of problems. And I think when he beats Pepot on Thursday, he's going to cause Lewis Crocker a heap of problems, and it'll be a good fight. It'll be interesting to see how Crocker fights from now on, whether he goes back to his traditional style or whether he fights the way he did against Donovan in the second one. That tactic in the second one looked more of a, this is my tactic against this particular fighter, this isn't the fighter that I'm going to become, and I hope it's not. I think Crocker has something to offer, that his natural way of fighting, although he looked very good counter-punching tonight and allowing someone to press onto him. So it'll be interesting to see. But Liam Paro fights this week. There will be a preview on the channel midweek talking about that fight and everything on that fight. So definitely tune in for that. But Lewis Crocker, all credit to him, because I think he's done a massive task coming back from the first one, the way in which he was manhandled and beaten to come and win this fight quite well. It was close, but to drop Donovan twice, unbelievable atmosphere at that fight. You could hear it on the TV. It was a great night. Lewis Crocker, the new Irish IBF welterweight world champion. All credit to him, and we'll keep our eyes out for Liam Paro versus David Pepot to find out who is supposed to face him next. Alright guys, leave all your thoughts in the comments below, like, subscribe, and I'm out of here. See yous!